Have you ever found yourself in this situation? It doesn't seem to matter whether you get a full night's rest or just a few hours. When the sun comes up, you wake up feeling tired, grumpy, and sluggish. Maybe you've stayed up late to finish work, study for an exam, or simply to catch up on your favorite show. But no matter how late you go to bed, your alarm still demands you rise early. The same cycle repeats. You hit the snooze button, drag yourself out of bed, and spend the day fighting off yawns and fatigue. It's a common struggle, and for many, it feels impossible to shake off that morning fog. So, how can you wake up early and still feel alert, even if you haven't slept as long as you'd like? To answer that question, it's important to first understand why you wake up feeling tired in the first place. Most people believe that simply getting 8 hours of sleep is the solution to feeling refreshed. But the reality is more complex. The quality of your sleep is just as important, if not more so, than the total number of hours you spend in bed. The key lies in your body's natural sleep cycles. Every night, your body moves through a series of repeating sleep cycles, each lasting about 90 minutes. Each cycle has 5 distinct stages: light sleep, shallow sleep, deep sleep, very deep sleep, and REM, otherwise known as dream sleep. As you sleep, your body transitions through these stages in sequence, over and over again throughout the night. The stage you're in when you wake up plays a major role in how you feel in the morning. If your alarm rings while you're in the midst of deep sleep, what's known as stage 4 in a 90-minute cycle, you're likely to feel groggy, disoriented, and far from refreshed, no matter how many hours you've slept. Waking up at the wrong point in your sleep cycle disrupts your natural rhythm, leaving you with that heavy, sluggish feeling that can last for hours. That's why some mornings, even after a long sleep, you feel as though you barely slept at all. On the other hand, if you complete full sleep cycles and wake up in the lighter stages of sleep, you'll find it much easier to greet the day feeling alert and energized. So what's the secret to waking up refreshed, even with less sleep? It's all about timing your wake-up to coincide with the end of a sleep cycle, not the middle. This approach is more effective than simply aiming for a set number of hours. The optimal way to calculate your wake-up time is with a simple formula. Wake-up time equals your bedtime, plus 1.5 hours multiplied by the number of sleep cycles you intend to complete, plus the time it usually takes you to fall asleep. Let's break that down. Each full sleep cycle lasts about 90 minutes, or 1.5 hours. On average, it takes most people around 14 minutes to fall asleep after getting into bed. So, if you plan to sleep at 10 p.m. and want to complete 5 full cycles, you'll calculate your wake-up time as follows: 10 p.m. plus 7.5 hours, that's 5 cycles, plus 14 minutes. That means your optimal wake-up time is 5:44 a.m. If you find yourself going to bed later, say at 1 a.m., and you still need to rise at 5:44 a.m., you'll only have time for 3 cycles. While 3 cycles won't leave you feeling as refreshed as 5, you'll still feel better than if you woke up in the middle of a cycle. It's important to note that getting less than 3 cycles, under 4.5 hours of sleep, will almost certainly leave you feeling exhausted, no matter how well you time your wake-up. On the other hand, sleeping more than 6 cycles, or over 9 hours, can actually disrupt your biological rhythm, making you feel groggy when you finally get up. The sweet spot for most adults is between 4 and 6 full sleep cycles each night, depending on individual needs and schedules. Now that you know the science behind waking up refreshed, here are some final tips to help you make the most of your mornings, no matter how much sleep you manage to get. First, plan your bedtime using the optimal wake-up formula. If you know what time you need to get up, work backward to set your bedtime so you complete a whole number of 90-minute cycles, plus the time it usually takes you to fall asleep. This simple adjustment can make a huge difference in how you feel when your alarm rings. Second, prioritize consistency. Your body thrives on routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same times every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally at the right moments in your sleep cycle. Third, when your alarm goes off, get up right away. It's tempting to hit the snooze button and drift back to sleep, but doing so can actually make you feel worse. That's because snoozing often drops you back into a new sleep cycle, only to be interrupted again minutes later. This repeated disruption makes it harder for your brain to transition to wakefulness, leaving you feeling even groggier than before. Finally, pay attention to your overall sleep environment. A dark, cool, and quiet room promotes better quality sleep. Avoid screens and bright lights at least an hour before bedtime, as the blue light emitted by phones and computers can interfere with your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. If you found these tips helpful, consider sharing them with your family and friends. Together, we can all enjoy mornings without the fog and fatigue that so often hold us back. Imagine starting each day with clarity, energy, and a sense of well-being, no matter how busy your schedule or how late your night. Thank you for joining us on this journey to better sleep. We hope these strategies help you improve your mornings, your health, and your quality of life, one day at a time. Remember, it's not just about how long you sleep. It's about waking up at the right time, feeling truly refreshed, and making the most of every day.